on today's episode of Python Papi, we're back inside our small contracts project. Let's have a look at what we're going to be going over today. Now, today we're back inside of our Moccasin favorites creating project section of the module. We're going to pick up with some light read, and we're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday. So as soon as it pulls up, we're going to dive right in. All right, so not only will our script deploy our contract, but will automatically deploy to the Pi EVM for us. Remember, the Pi EVM is the Python Ethereum virtual machine that Moccasin uses to simulate the blockchain locally. This allows us to test our small contracts without having to deploy them to a real blockchain. When we look back at the Ball Ferrets project, we can see that we have a similar deploy script that we use to deploy our contract to the Pi EVM using the boa.load function. This is what that script looked like. We had to import boa. From there, we said define main function. Inside of our main function, we said favorites contract equals boa.load favorites.vy. This is letting boa know that this is the file that we want to load into our contract, the favorites.vy file. Then we say starting number equals favorites contract.retrieve, letting us know that we're going to retrieve our favorite number from this favorites.vy file that we loaded using boa. And then we're going to use a print statement and an f string to print out the favorite number saying starting number is, and we're going to pass in the variable starting number, which should hold our favorite number that we just retrieved using a retrieve function. We can now see how Moccasin simplifies the process of deploying our small contracts. This is the version from Moccasin. We'll say from SRC or the source. We want to import favorites. Let them know this is the file that we want to import from that source. Then we say define deploy. Inside of our deploy function, we would say favorites contract equals favorites.deploy. Then we'd say started favorite number equals favorites contract.retrieve. And then we would print that out using a print statement and an F string saying starting number is, and then pass in the parameter starting number, which shows our favorite number that we just retrieved from our favorites contract. Now you notice that the difference is that instead of loading the entire contract and incurring a transaction, we can use the deploy function here to just deploy the favorites contract or deploy the favorites file and get the information that we need from it without having to actually deploy it to the blockchain and causing a transaction. So by using Moccasin, we can easily set up our project structure, compile our small contracts, and deploy them to the blockchain with just a few simple commands. And basically, that's what Moccasin allows us to do. We can actually use a whole gambit of different functions and different arrays and things like that inside of Moccasin that'll help us actually deploy these contracts and manipulate and interact with these contracts without having to incur a transaction fee or gas costs, but whatever the case may be. But yeah, with that being said, we're gonna leave it there for now, and we'll pick back up tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But of course, I will keep you posted every step of the way. For now, this is the Python Papi. You guys stay Gucci.